be. I didn't know you were. Let us know when we're live there.
We are live.
What? Oh my gosh. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the pregame show.
Let's go! Let's go!
Oh man, we do not have a monitor over here.
That's
whatever,
okay.
it doesn't matter.
That's
Nuggets. Well, most of the Nuggets in Oklahoma City to take on the Thunder.
The Nuggish.
The Nuggish, man. Big one here tonight. Divisional game.
Big game.
Payback game. You know, they got Denver in Denver. So are you going to go back into Oklahoma City and get payback? We'll find out. We're going to talk about tonight is a matchup of Canadians.
Oh, Canada.
Oh, Canada. Definitely in segment 2. Also, I don't know if you guys have been hanging out online these days.
Not me.
Super fun.
I actually wasn't most of the day either. Like,
Neither was I,
to be
honestly.
aware of something going on online, but like I'm in meetings, I'm doing different stuff literally all day, and I'm like, you know what? We'll just save it for the show. It'll be too good. So we'll talk about that one thing, and then obviously we're going to preview the show. Fraud City in the house over here, Brendan Vogt.
It just felt appropriate today. I don't know. I went for the OG Fraud City shirt.
Back
Dude.
when we really didn't matter.
Yeah.
Back we
when
really didn't matter back
didn't
then.
matter.
Dude, Fraud City was so fun.
It was
man.
a great era.
Fraud City was a really fun era, man.
And especially because like we were half right and they were half right. Like they weren't
Oh,
ready.
dude, it was a total Rorschach
but they
test.
did come back to
Yeah.
the end. All right, whatever.
They were who we thought they were, and they thought they were. Over here, though, Blarick.
That's right. Listen, guys. All fans matter. You know what I mean? All fans.
No, they don't.
Oh, dude.
No, they
That's
don't.
rough.
That was really
That one's tough.
What's your line? If you don't like that, you don't like Kings basketball. And then over there, the man with the wind in his hair, Harrison Wind.
What matters and what doesn't matter in this world of the NBA?
Who's to say?
Who's to say? I think tonight's game doesn't matter. I don't know.
Not enough to Jokic, apparently.
Not enough to Jokic, not enough to the
Just
Nuggets. So
kidding.
this game did feel like a big one. Divisional game, payback, all of this. So it is a bummer
Yeah.
that Jokic is ducking Chet tonight. Sorry.
Really.
Eric is
Everyone's
in hell.
uncomfortable to
Eric
do their
is
job.
absolutely in hell right now.
I'm in hell.
Yeah, you're in
like,
hell.
truthfully, I'm in hell. This is terrible.
Well, you know what? Get comfortable because it's forever.
Oh, I know.
Harrison, give us the game notes tonight. Nuggets versus Thunder.
The big note heading into this one, Nikola Jokic is out with low back pain. This is going to be the second game that
make
he
your
has
day even
missed
better?
this season.
I wish I could have seen Eric's face when the news came in after a bad day got worse.
Well, I mean, I quoted the basketball gods and said, a pox on both your houses.
The Thunder, too?
No, the Thunder, the
Oh.
76ers and the Nuggets.
Oh,
that's
really?
true. That's
Everybody
fair.
now
Yeah,
is
just a
injured.
plague.
A
Yeah,
pox
right.
on both your houses.
That's fair.
Yeah, so the low back pain with Jokic, I mean, it's something that's been there for most of the season. I think it's flared up at times. It's been okay at times, but it's been a thing. And this comes from Michael Mullen pregame. He says, I wouldn't say anything that I think it's going to be a long-term concern. That back pain was not improving, wasn't getting any better, so it just was determined by the medical staff to try to get that back right, rehab, and treatment.
Jokic saw Embiid falling below the 65 game threshold, and he's like, screw it.
Right.
I got to start
He's
missing some
monitoring
games.
the MVP
Oh,
odds so closely on Bet365.
He's like, oh, shit.
He got an alert that he went back up into first place, and he was like,
So basically, Jokic is going to miss
Cal-
the next 20 games.
The next
I can't.
20 games.
Well, then he saw that SGA was creeping up too, and he thought tonight's
You know what?
perfect.
That's a great.
better.
No, he should have played tonight and got absolutely dunked on by Shai. And been like, oh!
I do
Yeah.
want to jump in really quick. I don't know if everyone saw this additional context on Twitter from Vic Lombardi. In the rare occasion that Jokic misses a game, it's usually the one-off road game.
Yeah, I saw that. It was a good little.
It was a good little bit. This is a one-off road
Yeah,
game.
but it's a division team.
Yeah, so that's a little different. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I just thought that was interesting.
well, this is a big one tonight because the Thunder currently lead the season series with the Nuggets 2-1. And this is the fourth and final game that the Nuggets and Thunder are playing. So if OKC wins tonight, they have the tiebreaker.
Yep.
It's done. It's over.
Yeah.
If the Nuggets win, it'd be 2-2, and things can get a little more complicated. But that could factor into play with how close those two teams are in standings.
Not to mention, they're tied in the standings just for regular standings. Not forget tiebreaker, but
Yeah.
like this one matters in both directions. So
Yeah.
kind of a big one.
So this is a big game for sure. That's it for injuries
Hold
with the
on a
Nuggets,
second.
other than Julian Strother.
Hold on a second. Do you have Conspiracy Corner queued up there, Alyssa?
Oh,
She's like, no.
You
did
guys
you tell
did
me
not
to?
see the other day Jokic to the podium very, very quickly.
Yeah.
I got things to do.
You were there.
Never had. I was there, sweaty. He looked like he had honestly he might have still had his basketball shorts on. I got things to do. He was in a hurry. Now he's missing.
He's not missing.
Well, he's not missing. I'm not saying he's like on a milk carton.
They know where he is.
I'm saying, what if his things to do was like a 4-day weekend? Could be.
And so he was like in a hurry to get to the airport.
Yeah.
Pool time.
I'm just saying those things could be connected. They could not be connected.
I'm going to say they're not, but
They could be.
But they could be.
But they could be connected.
I can't. You're right.
You know?
They could be.
What else you got?
So that's it for injuries with the Nuggets, other than Julian Strawther, who is still out. No timetable on when he'll be back, but I think he's getting closer, but not ready to go yet. The Thunder do have some injuries, though. They had a bunch of guys listed as questionable coming into this game. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Chet Holmgren, Lou Dort. Those three are playing. The one who's out is Jalen Williams.
Kim.
So the
Who's
big time
freaking
wing for
awesome,
OKC,
man.
who's been just great
Their
this year.
second
He's
best
out
player
today.
this year. He's been incredible.
Wait, I
So
thought he was a center.
Jalen Williams?
No, the good Jalen Williams.
Oh,
They have two
yeah,
Jalen
the other
Williams.
Jalen
Good-
Williams. The one
oh,
that's a
right.
center, yeah. No, he's
Misdirection.
awesome. So them losing him is honestly like, I mean, Denver could win this one tonight. This isn't hopeless.
Yeah, the Thunder, they are 32-15 overall. They have lost 2 straight, though. One of those games was to the Pistons, who they lost by 16 to.
On Football Sunday that nobody noticed. The
Yeah.
greatest day of the year to lose a game.
Absolutely, especially to the Pistons.
Conference
Talk about
championship.
things not mattering. And then they lost to Oklahoma City by
mattered.
6 points the other
They
night.
lost to
that one
themselves?
mattered.
That one
yeah,
mattered.
That one mattered for
They
sure.
lost to themselves?
No, they lost to Minnesota by 6 points.
Minnesota, there you
Yeah.
go. You got it.
That'd be tough.
That
to
one
do.
did matter, and that one was contentious and everything else.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see tonight, man, with no Jokic. I mean, it's so rare that we get these games without Jokic, and it's so rare that we get a full squad and only not Jokic. So this is a chance. I feel like this is a chance for Murray, Porter, and Gordon, all these other guys to go and we've seen these kind of prove-it games like, oh, everybody's counting us out. Jokic's not here. Like this, I would love an inspired effort from the Nuggets, and I think we get it tonight.
Yeah, OKC's a tough team. They're 17-6 at home, like also like really good at home. The starting lineup too, pretty interesting for Denver. Michael Malone going with Peyton Watson
Love it, man.
at power forward, Aaron Gordon at center, alongside Michael Porter Jr., KCP, Jamal Murray.
It's a lot of defense.
I'm very intrigued by this lineup.
Yeah.
I can't wait to watch it.
I'm not looking forward to Chet on Aaron Gordon, I have to say.
Why?
The height difference.
I think the strength difference, though, is going to also
Possible.
play.
I mean, we did see Aaron Gordon more than hold his own against Giannis, and Giannis is not
Right.
that much shorter than Chet. But I don't know. At least for the rebounding portion of that matchup, I'm not super excited about it. But you really can't ever count out. Aaron Gordon has that dog in him and on him at times. He's like he's got what it takes. You
He
know?
also has it inside of him.
He does. He was bit by a radioactive dog, as we all know, and so now he's got the strength. But yeah, this is going to be interesting. I mean, obviously the Nuggets lost with Nikola Jokic against the OKC Thunder 2 separate times. One was an absolute robbery. We couldn't believe that they dropped that game. The other one they got absolutely smacked because it was the second night of a back-to-back and barely a NBA game. So this was, if you'll recall, the Bet365 top 5 games we were looking forward to or that we wanted over this narrative stretch.
This is also the conclusion of narrative week.
This is
I believe.
this was number 3 on the list. I really think that this is a big game. Like I think tiebreaker. This is actually, I believe, going to come into play. So I hope that. I mean, it's unfortunate, but listen, we've been here before. We'll be here again.
This is also vote a matchup of Canadian supremacy.
Oh,
Because right now, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, third leading scorer in the NBA, and clearly the best Canadian on earth, if you go off of regular season. Jamal Murray, right there. I kind of like tonight that Murray has to do it without Jokic, and that he is going up against his Canadian brothers. I actually like that dynamic to tonight's game.
sure. Are those bright lights bright enough for Murray? Do we think this creates a circumstance where Jamal's ready to turn it up?
I
think he
think
does.
so.
I think so. No, it's a
Lou
big
Dort
game
too, by the way, the
it's
other
a
Canadian.
big game. It's guys he knows. He likes competing against. He knows their tendencies. They know his. This is a big game, and there's no Jokic, and I do think, I'm only projecting. I don't know. I'm speaking for him when I shouldn't. But I do think that Jamal probably looks at that as an opportunity. He wants to be a big-time player too, and we spend a lot of time talking about Jokic, but Jamal is a big-time player, and does he want to be one tonight? I think the answer is yes, and we all know he's better when he's up for it. So see how he approaches it. Kind of curious about Denver spacing tonight, what it's going to look like. Is Peyton the 3 and Mike's the 4?
Yeah.
What does it look like with AG down there? Could be a real mukbang in the paint tonight.
Let's go.
Keep it going.
Well, yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll find out.
But Eric, here's the thing, man, I think about. Team USA in the Redeem team, LeBron and Kobe both going into it. And there was a real question about, but who's going to be the guy?
Right.
And everybody thought LeBron, because I honestly think at that time, LeBron was the better player, but then Kobe goes and it was like, I do feel like tonight is one of those ones, look, these guys are all alpha males. They're all like, want to go at each other. I kind of would like tonight, and I just like every night, I'm so curious what Murray can do without Yoke, but I'm also so curious what he can do in just the presence of guys that are perceived to be better than him, where he's close enough to be like, but they're not. I'm that. I'm curious tonight to see if he
I'm
goes at
curious. The part about that makes it intriguing is the no Jokic, because he has matched up against SGA 3 times this year, and I think that we've posited each time that it would propel him to great heights, and it hasn't really to this point.
But tonight,
It could be all different.
That matters.
But I mean, Murray is a guy that he is fueled by, he requires external motivation.
Yeah.
We hit on this all the time. Hopefully that means something to him. Like, it means something when he goes up against Devin Booker. There's the Kentucky thing, the Canadian thing we haven't really seen play out, but there's not like that many dominant Canadians in the league.
But if you were to pick one dominant Canadian, it would be
Kelly Olynyk.
Yeah, of course. That's what I was trying to get at. Yeah. No, it'd be Shai. He's the face of Canada basketball right now.
Of course, or Lou Dort. But exactly right. And Murray is older than him, and he's been around longer, and he's proven himself. I mean, all of the markers are there. It's just we haven't quite seen it materialize. But the fact that Jokic is not here makes it seem like it could.
We never really go hard on this wind about, like, we always go in the Jokic matchup. It's him matching up with Nurkic tonight. It's him and Embiid. It's him and this. We almost never go. And now it's tonight. I feel like it's like, hey, man, go out there and just see if you can get a win against Shai. It's dope.
Yeah, for sure. It's funny because when the Nuggets just played the Bucks, there was a different look in Jamal Murray's eye, I thought. And I thought it was because he was matched up against Malik Beasley.
Yeah, I probably think you're right. He had free food.
Yeah, there's that great picture. I posted it on Twitter. I think Ryan Green took it, of Jamal Murray literally smiling with the ball in his hands, grinning ear to ear with Malik Beasley on it. So I think that he got up for that game. I think that motivated him to beat his old teammate, who might have thought he was better than Jamal Murray at one time. But I don't know if we really know what gets Jamal Murray up for games. I don't know.
So we don't know if it's going to be tonight or not.
No,
You're
we
kinda
don't.
shaking
I mean,
your
how
head
can
as
we
if it's
say
like,
that? I
Well,
mean,
we just don't. We don't know.
No,
just
we
know,
can't
like,
say that. They've played the Thunder 3 times. Jamal has had one good game, I'd say, in those 3 games. And that good game was when he scored 19 points.
Right. Like
He's definitely not on our top 5 of Jamal.
And I'd say
Jamal
he's
Murray
had
plays
2
well against.
bad games.
Well, but tonight's the night. We'll find out. If you were hanging out on the internet today, you might have seen our sister site, PHLY, and our brother, Kyle Neubeck, who had a rant about 2 minutes long of the clip I saw, the only one I saw, of him making a handful of comments, one of which was, basically was talking about the irrelevance of Denver as a city, the people there, the fans there of the Nuggets and this or that. And people were up in arms. I had a lot of people. It's funny, in this instance, I'm the manager. And so, like, a lot of people wanting to speak to the manager, but, hey, Adam, did you see this? And I hadn't actually seen it, so it wasn't something, I'm not really watching their shows too often. And my take, when I finally got a chance to watch the clip, I watched it and I go, look, not my favorite clip. Not my favorite clip. There's things in there that I'm like, whatever. But I also sit here and go, first of all, it's a talking point on this very show that people on the East Coast view Denver as a dusty old cow town that is irrelevant to the broader sports culture?
Yeah, we've hit on that.
Have we touched on this?
It may be part of the whole kind of cultural thing we're getting after.
Right. We've talked
touched
about
on
how
it.
people on the East Coast view Denver as this flyover city.
The Denver
Colorado
Nuggets
State.
do not exist.
And
I
then-
mean, that's been proven
Denver Nuggets do not
over
exist.
time.
So we had one of our brothers at PHLY make this comment, obviously like throwing dirt at Denver, and I'm sitting here going like, you guys think this is the first time I've ever heard somebody from the East Coast say this? Like, this is the default setting that somebody articulated. In there as well, some insults about Denver and needing to feel relevant and this or that. My first thought, honestly, when I watched it was I was surprised people were up in arms as much. Now, like, was it insulting? Yes. But this idea of canceling people, like people were like, we should fire this guy, you gotta fire him, this or that. By the way, I woke up not only to that message, but I woke up to Philly fans with clips of me talking about the game, adding Locked On and adding different places saying, you gotta fire Adam. So I wake up with both being canceled and people telling me I'm supposed to cancel somebody from our sister site for these takes. And I sit here and I go, nobody go back and clip what I said about Lakers fans. Nobody go back and clip that. Nobody go back and clip that, because I've talked a lot of shit. And some of it's like, I always say with the Lakers, it's sports hate. I don't really have some of my best friends, Damon, Anthony Irwin. Like, I have good friends who are Lakers fans. But I will talk shit. And there's always a kernel of truth to what I believe, and then I'll go all in on it. And I just viewed it like that. Here's the funny thing. So I wanted to start the conversation there. I actually have not talked to these guys about this. I have not talked to the people on this panel about it. So I just wanted to open it up because I thought there was this level of like people with their pitchforks and really getting angry, we got to cancel these guys. And I just was like, I wonder what others think. So I'll start. Eric, what do you think?
You guys know that I spent a lot of time in Philly.
Yeah, I remember that.
I, in many ways, am personally responsible for a series of events that led to that clip.
Yeah.
I felt like that clip was recorded the night of the Clippers game, or the Sixers Nuggets game, and it was clearly like he'd been hearing it from Nuggets fans. Like we know how this all has played out. Like we know that in the beginning, Nuggets fans have no reason to even regard the existence of Sixers fans, not because they don't matter, it's just they are in a different conference and we rarely have to think about them. It was when Joel Embiid lost first team NBA all honors to Nikola Jokic, and Philly then took Denver into their crosshairs. It started off with Spike Eskin trying to nullify the idea of Denver mattering because of the altitude. Our sports record
To me, it's the
count.
most obvious troll that I'm surprised people fall for.
Well,
that's
it's
the
just-
ultimate. Like,
but
how'd you fall into that trap?
But because we're not in on the joke. It's the joke is that you just say something deeply offensive.
Right.
It's funny to them. We're not laughing.
Yeah.
And you keep it up. So
Same as this, by the way. Like, it's
well,
like, all
this
right,
was
we're on
not.
the
This
butt of
was
it.
not a joke. This comes from like long periods of sustained battle back and forth that we've all been in, and you could just sense that these sides don't like each other, and so. I didn't like hearing it, of course. It's pretty deeply disrespectful, but it also falls under the heading of sports hate to me.
Right, that's the thing. Yes.
I don't. Everybody should let Kyle know how you feel about it.
Totally.
Like you're welcome to let him know. He opened himself up to that. It's just last year for us it was PHNX. For some reason, like the business model of ALLCITY is just to open up sister stations that represent our rivals. I'm sure the Lakers.
Yeah,
are
they're next. We're opening it next.
So
yeah.
it affects us the most. Always, it sucked. It does suck. Especially because I talk to those guys like a.
This is also the other thing is when guys, it's the same with PHNX. I know a lot of people would always be like, those assholes. And I'm always like, guys, this business is so hard.
Don't open
Those guys are-
open a
What?
effing Boston office, man. Don't do it.
Oh, we're going to do it eventually.
You're
and it's
gonna
be the-
work
It's
there.
going to be the absolute worst. Yeah, we actually move you out there. Wynn, how do you feel about it?
I feel like kind of how you feel. I feel like I've said the same thing about Lakers fans, actually.
Yeah, totally.
Like the exact same thing. But I do wonder if Kyle's taken out a little bit of his frustration about Joel Embiid on Nuggets fans.
That's exactly what I mean. That's what.
And for that, I actually don't blame him.
Yeah. Well, what's funny is I haven't even talked to Kyle about it. Like this,
Yeah.
I haven't even talked to
either,
those guys.
so I don't know. Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
That was it? All right, you got some East Coast to you. Let's hear.
Well, it's just this was kind of some of the original energy behind when DNVR was in its garage band phase.
Yeah,
you know, the No Coast Bias shirt.
hell yeah.
Like that was our fuel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We
Still is.
Still is.
It still is. No, but I mean, like we also like we operated only on like that was all we had.
Yeah.
And now there's things have. It's just the company's grown. The Nuggets are on the other side of a title, so you kind of. I loved that energy, and this whole thing. As an East Coaster who used to maybe think and say some of those things about people who weren't from the East Coast.
Oh yeah, you totally were. I'm sure of it.
I'm really glad I came out here, man, because no, I'm serious. It brought you you learn pretty quickly, and small market energy is kind of a broader thing than just I wish my sports team got more attention.
Right.
And so I don't know. I mean, I just know that this comment would have riled me up back in the day. Still does a little bit. I understand it riled up some Nuggets fans, but as this thing grows, it just makes me want to like. PHLY is for Philly. We're for DNVR. I want to dig in even deeper here.
Yep.
So about Joel Embiid,
Right, no,
he got
I just-
injured last night.
Just no coast bias, man. Like it was good to get a reminder that's for me that's just not a slogan on a t-shirt.
That's how they feel.
And-
that's
yeah.
why I was sitting there and
Yeah.
everybody was like, can you believe what he said about Denver? I'm like, yes, I've talked to somebody from the East Coast before. They actually that's the conversation, like you don't usually say it on air, but that's usually the conversation that's taking place
it.
of like, as if like, oh, do you guys have stoplights in Denver? Like, what's that like?
No,
And
but
like,
you know
what?
what you know
Remember
what-
Jerry Jeudy thought that there were bear attacks he had to ward off, like when he was moving to Denver.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't believe you people spoke English.
Yeah, exactly.
And
yeah.
you can read?
We can
Holy
read and
shit.
everything else, man.
No, but for me, you know what it makes me really, really think? What it really makes me think? God, I want the second title more than the first.
Oh,
yeah.
I know.
Run it back, ruin the league for everyone, DNVR over everyone,
I mean,
DNVR against
it's
everyone.
truly like I don't even care. Don't put in the paper that I was
Yeah,
mad.
don't
I mean,
put in
like,
the paper that I'm mad.
like
That old guy. We have an old guy, a Philly guy. He's got to be like 50 years old, and he just keeps hopping in the mentions.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm not even mad, but I'm going to tell you one more thing. And it's
Yeah.
like every couple hours he hops another one. I'm always like, dude.
yeah,
It's
like,
fun
The city of brotherly love has got to be the
Well,
most ironic.
Is that true?
Was that
I actually
created
love
just
that.
as a funny bit?
It might be the
that's pretty
most
funny.
self-aware
What's the actual-
slogan ever.
Origin.
I don't know. I don't know what it is, but you know, it makes me want to win more games against them. It's like
It makes me want to play the 76ers in the finals even more.
yes, like
No chance they make it.
No, I don't.
One can hope,
Come on.
though.
Come on. The one thing I'll say is I don't like. There are real reasons to go after people and try to get them fired, or to eradicated. I do think that they said something offensive about my sports team is probably not the bar that I care about or to go to. And you could argue, you cross the line, you could be upset. I don't mind the feedback, but I do mind this. You guys need to fire this person. I just hate this idea of people trying to get other people fired for things that
They didn't like.
Yeah, like that. So that part to me, I was kind of rolling my eyes at when I would see those ones come through. But whatever, I'm not going to tell people how to feel.
If you fire them,
just going to share how I feel.
If you fire them, I miss home a little bit. I'll relocate.
To Philly?
Yeah. No, I'm
I
just
mean, I'll
kidding.
tell you that almost every other market wants to have our Buffs coverage fired. I mean, they really just. I mean, it's the same energy. In a lot of ways.
I
PHX
talked to-
definitely wanted me fired last year.
Yeah.
For sure.
No.
For sure.
All right, everybody. Again, not going to tell you how to feel, though. If you guys want to be angry and throw things at
Yeah,
them, whatever,
man. Listen,
you can.
the floodgate is open. You can say you can do whatever you want.
Our show, we talk to our people. Their show, they talk to their people. Our people found their stuff and then shared it with our people. And this is kind of how that happened. Not going to tell you how to act. All right. Let's open up the Bet365 Never Ordinary Sportsbook app and turn our attention to Superstar Dev.
Oh, what?
Oh, crap.
Wait,
Are
was
you
I
kidding
supposed to
me?
do it? Oh, no.
Is this? We have to listen to Eric's advice now?
I don't like that. I don't like that even a little bit.
Whew. How are you going to bet a game where it's a random group of guys?
Well, I think that I'm going to start off by looking at Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray, to me, is the guy. He's stepping up. It is his team by default, whether he wants it to be or not. People are looking to him. He is going up against a fellow Canuck. I think I'm looking to Jamal Murray's points tonight. And I don't
27 and a half.
It's 27 and a half.
Dude, he's 27. Is he 27 and a half?
Oh, man, that's a lot.
That
of
is a
points.
lot of points, man.
27 and
Don't
a half.
bet on that. Don't bet.
Let me
I don't
t-
like that at all,
Peyton
actually.
Watson, 10 and a half.
Yes.
Bet on that.
Peyton
Bet-
Watson 10.5. Let's
Peyton
go, baby.
Watson is going to have a huge night tonight, man.
I think you're right about that.
I just have this feeling. I have this feeling P. Watt's going to ball out tonight.
Okay.
What? How many threes does Jamal Murray need to hit? What, is he at 2.5?
We're going to go
What's
down to
line?
the threes. We're going to walk on over there, and we're going to look at Jamal. 2.5 minus 125.
2.5. I like that. I'm going to take that. That feels good to me. Jamal Murray is most assuredly going to be looking to shoot the ball, shoot some threes tonight.
Christian Brown 0.5.
Why?
This is
why
your-
is this a thing?
I'm going to go under. I'll
Why
take
do you
the under.
insist on bringing this up
I'll take the under.
every
He's
He's going
segment?
to play minutes tonight.
So?
Yeah, dude. So
He's from Kansas, which is near Oklahoma.
another place that I'm looking
Correct.
to. Yeah. Another place I'm looking to tonight is we need somebody else to pick up the slack on the boards.
I'll do it.
Dude.
I feel good about Michael Porter Jr. being that guy.
Ooh.
Michael Porter Jr. Obviously,
Michael Border Jr. 7.5.
Michael Porter Jr. Yeah, 7.5. That feels good.
Okay. Little double
we'll take the
double
over
action,
on that
maybe?
one. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. What else are you guys
Aaron
feeling
Gordon
tonight?
double plus 240.
The
I
only-
like a little center tonight?
You gotta like that. Only plus 240.
You just sprinkle a little on there, maybe.
That's a worth of sprinkle for sure.
Sprinkle a little quarter union. Not feeling it?
I don't know, man. I don't know
The
how I
Chet
feel
thing.
about the Chet.
Oh,
versus,
what if we take Chet blocks tonight?
How many
He's
Chet
about
blocks?
a foot taller than everybody
Yeah,
on
how
the
many
court
Chet blocks?
tonight.
All right, dude.
Chet Holmgren blocks tonight, 2.5. He had 9 that one game against the Nuggets.
I would take it. I mean, I would take it. I feel dirty, but I mean that's probably something that's going to hit tonight.
Okay.
Probably 4 of them will happen on Aaron
Ooh,
Gordon.
what about Peyton Watson blocks?
I would take every
1.5
P-Watt prop on the
Dude,
board, man.
P Watt's 1.5 blocks for a guard? That's a ridiculous line,
That
man.
is a ridiculous line. How many 3-pointers? What's his 3-pointer line?
All right, let's take a look at threes over here. We're going to scroll on up. I'm trying to find threes. I can't really find it. I just was there. Okay. Peyton Watson threes, 0.5, but it's minus 210. We'd have to go over to threes milestones.
He'll hit
And they'll
a
go to
three tonight.
2. You get plus 215 at 2.
I would. He'll hit
2
at least
threes?
one. He'll hit at least one. I'll say that. I don't know about 2. He'll definitely hit
Stay
one.
away.
Three. Yeah.
Reggie Jackson going crazy. He used to play in OKC.
He had a good game last game. He found his shot a little bit.
Probably going to play minutes, you know?
Probably going to play some minutes. I mean, I don't know why though. Why would he play minutes? Like, Jokic being out doesn't really benefit him at all.
That's true.
Really, the only people that are looking to benefit from Jokic's absence are Peyton Watson and DeAndre Jordan. So
Yeah.
DeAndre
even know if
Jordan.
he's on
Can we get a
here.
block on DeAndre Jordan?
Blocks. No.
Okay.
Yeah, yes, I can. 0.5.
Take that.
Minus 130.
Take that.
One block. I don't know if he gets blocks. though,
Yes, he'll
man.
get a block,
All right.
absolutely.
I'm taking it. What a weird lineup of bets I have tonight.
Yeah, it's
I'm all
mis-
over the board.
This is what happens. We don't know
See
who
the
we are,
comment?
what we are. We don't know what matters when there's no Jokic. And I would posit that nothing matters without Jokic.
What was the comment?
Nothing.
Nothing.
All right, let's. We had some super chats come in for the
Well,
pregame
let's
show.
read
Man, the
them.
homies
Shout
are
out to
showing.
Hell
everyone
yeah.
who super chats. Steve, I have an idea. DNVR versus PHLY basketball game. Loser has to do a
11-0.
podcast talking about how much they love the other city franchise and MVP.
I actually don't mind Philly. I wouldn't want to live there or spend too much time there, but like, it's all right. They have good cheesesteaks.
I want HR to know that I was.
But also, we,
Sounds like somebody who has not spent a lot of time.
I
yeah,
know.
I've spent like 4
You're like,
total days.
you're like
in
I
Philly.
like Rocky.
Weren't you just
Cheesesteaks
mad
are
that
good?
Jerry Judy thought there were mountains in Denver?
Yeah.
It was like, just kidding.
But 11-0, guys. Come on, come on.
HR, heads up. I was paid to say this. I'm reading a script. Kyle sucks. Go Nuggets. Love you at D-line.
Just loves
Sorry, Kyle. Elliot Baker, DNVR, literally owns PHLY.
Well, quite literally, that actually part is kind of
That's-
that
there's
part
something
is,
to that.
That part is a little weird.
What are you gonna do?
Whatever, guys. We love all of our haters. We love all of our enemies.
It makes the highs all the higher. It makes the sweet all the sweeter.
Yeah. DNVR doesn't have any enemies. We just hate all of our friends.
Yeah, that's
Because of all of my haters online, it actually motivated me to come on this show today. Instead of taking the game off, instead of
like-
taking the day off and resting myself and making sure I'm ready for the rest of the season, the haters actually got me on the show today.
All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us, sticking with us. Hit that like button for us on the way out.
See you in the
We'll
lounge,
see you on the
baby.
other side.
See you in the lounge.
We all silly like the mayor.